Nancy Whittemore, the director. Nancy, if you want to go ahead and introduce your folks and go into your presentation.
Thank you so much. With me tonight is Diana Atwood to my right, who is our financial office manager for the department. And to my left is Stacy Wall, who is the assistant director for fleet management. In the interest of time, I'm going to jump right into our budget request and answer any questions that you all may have. But as you know, that during the budget process, departments have the opportunity to submit requests for additional equipment and vehicles. And you will see a budget modification this year for $633,700. And basically that is for maintenance, repairs, and fuel for these additions. The additions go to are being proposed for the following agencies: the Beer Board, Codes, the District Attorney, Health Department, Water Services, Parks, Police, Library, Public Works, and Fire. Also, you're going to see a request for 3 FTEs for automotive mechanics, and that's based on that for the ratio of 55-1 in the light shop and 22-1 in the heavy shop. I know Councilman Schulman has been asking questions about vacant positions, so I'm going to go ahead and address that as part of this. But if you look at our vacant positions in fleet today, we have 21.5 FTEs vacant. 13 and a half of those vacant positions have been for more than a year. We have active recruitments on the street at this time, and we hope we can fill these vacancies. If we continue unsuccessfully, then we're going to try another approach. Finding candidates who have the tools that we require for many of our fleet positions has been a challenge. Earlier this month, we went to the Civil Service Commission and were approved for, our request was approved to add a mechanic apprentice position, which would be effective July 1. This new position will require only basic and minimal tools, and they would be mentored by master technicians or mechanics. Another step we have taken is to increase the annual tool allowance for all mechanic positions from $300 to $1,000 per year effective July 1. So as individuals in the apprentice positions acquire more skills, knowledge, and tools, it will give us an opportunity to promote within. The savings from the vacant positions have allowed us to pay overtime when our work deemed it necessary. Of course, our preference is to fully staff and to avoid overtime. If you look just at this year, we're projecting our overtime to be about $300,000. Our capital budget also includes a $5 million request for heavy equipment. Because of the $20 million approved by the council last year, we've made progress in reducing our replacement needs from $85 million to $69 million overall. Of the $69 million, $37 is for heavy equipment. As you know, our heavy equipment is used predominantly by the fire department, public works, water services, and parks. So this funding is critical to providing services to the citizens of Davidson County. $2.5 million is being requested for planning and design for the ECC Center, Juvenile Justice Center, and Public Works relocation. For the JJC, the DLR Group, which is an engineering and architectural firm with a specialty in designing courts and juvenile justice centers, is wrapping up a master plan, and it should be ready to share with you all in about 2 weeks. From our standpoint, the next phase of planning is selecting the site, identifying project phases, and beginning design. For the ECC Center, site selection will be first priority. The concept design and programming completed in 2014 by ACO will be revisited and updated based on business needs today and will be incorporated into the new design. Centralizing Public Works operations to the East Center will begin with programming and concept planning. As a part of this project, we will also consider the relocation of the heavy fleet garage. I just wanted to also take this opportunity to share with you, we were notified this week that General Services is a winner of the 2017 Governor's Environmental Stewardship Award for the Green Building category. This award was for Fire Station 19, which is a LEED Platinum certified building, and it's the first in the Southeast U.S. There were 89 nominations, and we're proud to be one of the 11 winners. I will now answer questions.
Councilwoman Van Rees.
I was just wondering, at Maplewood High School, they had the Firestone program as part of the project there on the academies. And I didn't know whether or not you'd been working with them at all, particularly in the summer on some of these apprentice programs that are available. I can't help but think that those students would be ideal for some summer jobs with you.
We have actually, those students have been to our fleet facility and have visited and made tours there, and we have talked extensively with them. I think Stacy had actually gone to the school and met with the person over that program. One of the things that we encountered in the Opportunity Now program is that students by federal law can't be in our facility and doing that kind of work. So we're reaching out to folks who are 18 and 24-year-olds to come in and do that. This apprenticeship that we're setting up would be an ideal situation for folks like that, because if they don't have the tools that we need for our master mechanics and other mechanics, then we can start them in that and then grow them and hopefully into higher level positions. But it is something that we certainly are interested in. We're very impressed with that program, and we'll work closely with them.
That's great to know. I'm very encouraged by it and opportunities like that. And I think that there's more and more, I guess, focus on making sure that kids graduating from high school understand all the alternatives available to them, and both with the electric programs there as well as with Firestone and with St. Thomas, there's going to be more and more really encouraging opportunities there from those students. But this in particular, I think that they're now working on Comcast vehicles now, where they just, I think that's correct? That's correct. Mm-hmm. So they're actually taking their vehicles there for oil changes and that kind of thing. So being able to see if there's a way to relieve some of your heavy-duty mechanics trying to work on stuff when it's just like, oh my gosh, we have 20 cars that we just need oil changes. Can we figure out a way to get them over to Maplewood for that type of work? I just wonder.
Yeah, we'll continue to work with that program and try to figure out how we can continue create that partnership.
Thank you very much.
Councilman Schulman.
Microphone is broken. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Director, thanks for answering the vacancy questions before I could get to it. So I got two things. One is motorcycles, I think, for the police. Apparently that's been floating around for some time. I know it comes out of Capitol, but it's it goes back to some extent. And I know Councilman Perdue has been interested, and I heard about it, and I understood that we were having trouble requisitioning those things or getting them through the procurement process.
Well, last year that appropriation was approved by council, and so we had an RFP on the street that was pulled back, and so now we're in the RFP process again. It's my understanding that the evaluation of that RFP has taken place, and so we should be hearing from purchasing soon. So I think we're closer than we have been.
All right, so I guess the question would be, why does it take so long to do it? And I don't really understand about the first RFP being pulled back.
Well, let me just say it wasn't an RFP at that point. It was an ITB, and then the police department made a decision that did not meet their needs, so we started all over.
Okay. All right, so I just needed to check on that. One last question. According to your budget, increase in full-time employees, 3 for fleet to support the increase in fleet vehicles?
That's correct.
Okay, so this is a budgetary question. It looks like your budget increased by like just $12,800.
That's correct.
But one of the things that is going away is the removal of one-time funding for a new fleet system. So it's $700,000 increase. That's a non-recurring. So is your budget actually going to go up next year because you're going to have a non-recurring that came out of it? That makes sense?
Yeah,
It's balancing off because of a decrease in a non-recurring expense, but you've got a recurring expense on top of it.
That's correct. So I
Okay.
think the net was around $12,000 overall when you went in and made the adjustments for internal service
Right.
fees or whatever. But that 633 that we're asking for fleet, and then the 700. So we just implemented a new fleet management system, and so that's why that's coming out.
Okay. Well, I guess, and this is a budgetary question for Councilman Cooper and for the finance director. Again, we're balancing a recurring expenditure against a non-recurring. So just for purposes of next year, that non-recurring is not going to be there anymore. So
That's
it's just going to be an increase in the budget.
That's correct.
Right. Okay. Just making sure we understood. All right. Thank you.
Councilwoman Allen.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, and thank you all for being here and taking care of all our buildings and our vehicles. I wanted to follow up on the apprenticeship question. Do y'all also work with the Nashville Career Advancement Center or the Diesel Auto College or any of those places, again, as kind of a leading to having those apprentices ready when you need them?
Well, we have had conversations with NCAC about training because one of the issues that we faced has been the recruitment. And I know Stacy, actually, one of our staff members is at the Diesel College, and he works closely with them in looking at opportunities. But sometimes, for us, it's the salaries, and it's also the tool allowance that we require.
So you're saying those people are choosing not to come to Metro because they have other places they can go
That's
that will
correct.
offer higher salaries? Good to know. Okay, we may need to work on that. Second question is, I remember asking you several years ago, Charlie Tigard and I sponsored legislation about wanting to know about the lead buildings and the energy reports, and they're out there somewhere. Can you remind us where we find those reports?
Well, we submit those to council every year, and we can, if you want, we can send that to you directly.
And then does it live somewhere that we can go look at it?
It is on our web page too, so we can send you the link to that.
Okay, that would be great. Because if we're going to be the greenest city in the Southwest, it's good to make sure that our government-owned buildings are documented as doing that. And then my understanding is that you have a sustainability office that maybe has always been there, and I'm just now becoming aware of that specific title, or have y'all added and enhanced it this year?
Well, what we did last year, we had an opportunity to look at some organizational structure, and so the decision was made that we break out the division of sustainability, which, because of all the things that we've been doing around that issue, it needed to be elevated and it needed to be visible, and we needed to be doing a lot more. We were fortunate enough that Laurel Creech was available to us to come and be the assistant director for that program. She's done a fabulous job. We have a new website socket at nashville.gov, and we're doing a lot of things as far as monitoring our facilities, looking at solar, looking at our fleet. So we're going to start the process and looking at how we electrify our fleet more. So it's just an opportunity to have staff to focus on that issue. So you're right, it's just within the last year you're seeing that.
Great. Well, I appreciate the emphasis Metro's putting on that, and would love to see our Metro building recycling programs continue to escalate and to offer more opportunities for making sure everything that gets thrown away gets thrown in the right place and recycled in the best way that it can. So thank you for that.
Councilman Hager.
Thank you, Chairman. Thank you, Nancy. Thank you, Stacy, for being here. I heard you say we're 25 short mechanics. Is that correct?
No,
Okay.
what I said is the 3 FTEs is based on a ratio, which is an industry standard, 22 to 1, 22 vehicles to 1 mechanic in the heavy shop, and then 55 to 1 in the light shop.
Okay.
So my point was that's the basis of how we came up with the 3 FTEs.
And what are we starting mechanics out? I mean, are we in parity with the market out there, or do we have a bad attrition rate, or what?
Well, when you look at the market, and HR has looked at this, and they say our salaries are in line there. Stacy may want to address it a little more, but the things that there's a lot of competition out there. We are asking folks to work night shifts sometimes, and that's an issue for us. And then we do expect people to come with tool sets, their tool chest. And so that's a huge investment for folks. And so one of the reasons we do that, and it's pretty much an industry standard too. I don't know if dealerships actually do that or not, but you know, people can, if Metro's purchasing those, then those may walk away from the site. But it is something that I think most mechanics are expected to do, and a lot of them come with that. But we really want to start building within so that we can promote. And so that's one of the reasons we're looking at that apprenticeship, and we're thinking that that will help us in recruiting and getting folks in.
And we don't work on the school buses. They have their own.
That's
group.
correct.
Is that correct? What is their pay scale? Is it similar for their mechanics?
I don't know.
You know, Stacy?
I'd have to look, I can get,
Okay. Y'all start them at what, 39,000 a year, 40?
that sounds right,
Okay.
right around 40, yeah,
For a mechanic that's got some experience?
right.
Okay. And,
And the difference is, we pay salary, where a lot of dealerships and stuff pay flat rate. So I'm sure you're familiar with it.
oh yeah, they
There's
get
a
the bonus
difference
if they do it in the allotted time by the factory for the
Right.
work. I understand
there.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I'm just trying to make us competitive so we keep people and keep the ball rolling. I know it's a tough job. And, Nancy, I wanted to ask about my steps at the AA Birch. Are we still on track with
We
that?
are. You're going to be you're going to like this information that it's been on the street, the RFP's on the street. We're going through the selection process. There was a walkthrough, I think, last week. And so we should be well on our way. We will be working with the judges and with the folks that are in that building as far as scheduling. That's going to be a challenge when we do that project, just because of how many people come in and out of the building. And so we're going to try to do as much of the work at night and on weekends, and then during when they're off for recess.
Right. And we did get the money for the extra courtroom, as I recall, right? Or did we?
We had $3 million last year for Birch upgrades, and so we will be working. There will be some money that we'll be doing where we're doing the steering clear and the traffic, and there will be the one-stop courtroom that we'll be able to do. And I know that there's, some folks are talking about another courtroom right now, but we do not have the money to do that one.
Okay. And as I understand, the sheriff's department will be giving up some of the rooms that they've got over in the Ben West building. Is that correct? Okay. All right, thank you.
Councilman Glover.
Thank you, Chair. All right, so I want to walk back through, if I can. I want to kind of take Councilman Schulman's questions and expand on that, if I may.
Okay.
The reason being is because we haven't finished this budget yet, but a lot of money has already been pledged for next year's budget before we even get there. The $700,000, walk me through that, please, and the non-recurring on exactly what that is and why is, if it's non-recurring, why was it in the operational budget?
Well, the request was made for us to do a new fleet system, and so that it was put into our operating budget. We now have that in place, so we no longer need the $700,000. But we've requested 3 FTEs, and then the maintenance cost that goes with the additions that would be in our operating. So it really is almost a budget neutral budget transaction.
Okay, well, the $633,000 for the 3 FTEs, obviously that's much more expensive than the numbers I'm hearing you guys talk about, $39,000 for salaries and this and that. Yeah, let's go a little deeper on that.
Well, that includes fuel, maintenance, repairs for those vehicles that I just went over.
Okay.
That are going to each of those departments. I think there's a total of, how many?
Additions. Here's 171.
171?
171.
So there are 171 additions, and so that 633 supports that with maintenance, fuel, repairs, and with the 3 FTEs.
171 additions.
Vehicles and
Okay.
equipment, yep.
Okay. All right. So let's go back to, I'm sorry for being slow here. Let's go back to the 700,000. Let's talk, I mean, Do we anticipate that being in the budget next year? Is that money that we are going to need to replace next year, or it's not going to be there? I mean, I'm trying to add up what do we anticipate in next year's budget?
We do not need the $700,000 for the purpose it was appropriated for. So that money is coming out of our budget, and we will not need it next year. The purpose of that was to do the fleet management system and to
Okay.
do that implementation, and we have completed that.
Okay. All right. Very good. Thank you, Chair.
Councilman Pridemore.
I'm hoping I'm one of the last because I'm going to violate my own rule here. I just want to give you, tools are expensive, by the way, and I understand that is a great incentive to increase their allowance for that because it's so important for them to having anyone try to work on a car knows you don't have the right tool, it ain't going to work. I just want to give you some accolades for the award that y'all received because I know how important it is and how hard your team has worked in order to get the buildings that have been constructed and LEED certified. So I know that's a great honor for you all, and I just want to give you the accolades that you deserve on that matter. So Madison Precinct being one of those LEED buildings, I understand it's been a big saver in energy. Cost.
Yeah, we have 21 LEED certified facilities. Over almost half of those are gold, and then we have platinum. So our next challenge is net zero, and so we're up for that challenge. And managing a LEED building and the science behind that when it comes to the HVAC system, managing the temperature, looking at how you clean a building, looking at air quality. All that is important not only to employees and the comfort of the building, but it's also a saving cost for us as a city.
Well, thank you very much, and the entire team deserves applause for that. Thank you.
Thank you.
Councilman Withers.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Director Whittemore, just want to thank you for working with me so diligently on the Davidson County Sheriff's Office site selection and relocation, and was wondering if I could get just a status update on where that stands. My understanding is there were some funds that might have been appropriated in a prior capital spending plan. And are we good on our funding, or do you feel like we'll be able to execute that building with the funds that we have?
Okay. Last year, $20 million was appropriated for that facility. We have already started the programming. We've been working very closely with the Sheriff's Office on making that happen. There's weekly meetings, going over that. So our goal is to have an RFP ready to go on the street as soon after July 1 as possible. We've been working closely with them on the relocation. They're going to be going out to Madison for that relocation, and we're hoping to have that ready soon after July 1, too. And then once we get them moved, we will start construction.
Sort of related to that, and I apologize because I'm not a budget and finance committee person, but just wanted to ask for the temporary space rental, is that where does that end up in the budget? Is that charged to general services or to the sheriff's office?
That will be a part of the project cost.
Be part of the project
And
cost.
you also, we are meeting with MDHA, I think in the next couple of weeks, to start talking about design standards, just to make sure that we're in line with what Envision Casey and where they're wanting to go with that. But that meeting will happen, I think it's either next week or the following week.
Okay, that's great. And then, adjacent to that site is the Public Works site, which at some point in time, my understanding is may potentially be relocated to another location in the county. What's the status of those preliminary discussions?
Okay. In this budget, we're proposing $2.5 million, and part of that would be the planning for that project, looking at relocating Public Works and centralizing, it's my understanding, their operations at East Center. And so if this money is approved, then we will start that process of looking at programming and concept design. As I mentioned, our fleet heavy garage is there, which we are outgrowing that. Just because of where we are from a vehicles count. So we'll be looking at maybe consolidating that somewhere else, and that way we can share resources because our other fleet operations is out on Murfreesboro Road, but it'd be great if there's a way to consolidate that so we can share resources among those two garages.
Okay, thank you so much.
Councilman Cooper.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and thank you all for everything you do. A quick question, and you can get back to us. In FY18, from our backlog, how much, as measured by dollars, activity will GSA be overseeing?
Are you talking about what's currently there?
What you expect to be building, this is capital, what you expect to be building, constructing, purchasing for the county in the next year of activities?
Okay, so right now, the projects that we have going on is the new CJC, or whatever the name is going to be for that development. But it is $123 million has been approved for that. We have the new police headquarters out on Murfreesboro Road, and the Family Justice Center, and I think that one's around $40 million total. We have the downtown garage that is at Commerce that we're finishing up this summer, which is a $13 million project. We'll be doing the sheriff's headquarters, which is a $20 million project. There's some other things that are in the capital budget that have been approved. On the fire stations, we have the Heritage Fire Station, the Bellevue Fire Station that we have money approved, and we've been working with schools and finalizing the land transactions there. We'll have the Bellevue 1 Community Center, which will be that Parks talked about today. I think there's $10 million in the capital budget right now for that, and then adding the 2 ice rinks in the future. So I think that's all we're involved with right now.
I wouldn't say that's all, but that felt like about $200 million worth of construction activity.
It's more than that. I can send you a listing of everything.
That would be great. Thank you so much.
Councilwoman Henderson.
Thank you, Chair Elrod. Ms. Whitmore, I wanted to ask you as it relates to the fleet. Can you tell me, do you have anything on the vehicles in a uniform way to encourage the community to report if people are speeding, if they're driving safely? We see a lot of corporate citizens doing that, how's my driving, so to speak. But I think our fleet presents us an interesting opportunity without getting, too ticky-tacky with a lot of bumper stickers and so forth, but reminding folks of kind of the rules of the road, about the importance of driving the speed limit, of yielding to people at crosswalks, allowing 3 feet for cyclists. I just think our fleet provides an interesting opportunity to educate our community. Can you speak to that?
I'm happy to speak to that. It's not something that we've done across Metro fleet, in all of the fleet, but I know there's some departments who have taken that on, and they have decals specifically to their departments. But it is something that we can look at and explore with other departments as we have, especially at this time of the year, as we're having conversations about new equipment coming into their fleet.
I appreciate that.
Okay.
And can you send me a list of those departments that currently have that and what they do have
We'll be
on their
happy
vehicles?
to.
That'd be great. May I ask also, last year in the capital spending plan, I think you had $3.6 million around energy management. And looking at that, and I don't know if that's kind of aligned with your socket program, but can you tell me how much we spend on electricity each year? And I apologize, I was speaking to a colleague when Councilman Pridemore asked an energy use question, so if this is redundant, no worries. But kind of, what we're doing from a funding perspective to reduce our energy use.
We have reports on that I can send you links to, so you can see building by building that we manage. Now, just remember, we don't manage all facilities or all buildings in Metro, about half of those, but we have detailed information on our energy usage and water and all of our utilities that we can share with you, but we'll send you that link so you can look at that.
And then did you have funding related to improving that, and that you don't have that funding here, or can you speak to that?
The funding that you're referencing is for energy efficient projects. And so the things that we're looking at would be building automation, lighting plans, going in, and LED lighting, of course, is one of the things that we're doing as we're as we're relamping, looking at how we're doing energy audits of our buildings so that we know exactly where we are from an energy standpoint. And it also helps us in looking at equipment as far as the life cycle of that equipment. Is it performing at the level it should be performing? And are we getting the biggest bang for our buck? And then as we monitor different buildings, then we look at how we can make that, more energy efficient.
Okay, can you speak though to how you're addressing that if budgetarily you had funds devoted to that initiative? Are those staff positions? Was it a study?
The $3.5 million was for very specific energy-related projects.
Okay.
So like a parking garage, just at Fulton campus and at the Birch building, we recently went in and relamped that with LED lighting. Okay. So that would be very specific to that. And then we can monitor our energy usage prior to and after, and then look at how, what the energy savings are on that.
And then do you not then have any targeted or energy-specific projects like relamping or otherwise in this year's budget, or they're just getting incorporated into the way the new building is being built, say?
Well, we, on existing buildings, we'll always be looking at ways we can improve our energy savings. We did make a request in the capital improvement budget, and it's our understanding that there will be a mid-year, and so we're hoping we'll get some additional funding there. We are, sometimes it looks like money sitting there when really you have plans for it, so we'll be submitting to the finance department if there's any balance in that, what our plans are, and hopefully we'll get some additional money. Now, in our new buildings, of course, those are LEED certified, and the things that we're talking about are included in the project cost.
And what was your request for this year?
$3 million.
$3 million. Thanks very much.
Thank you.
Councilman Glover.
Yeah, I would just like to come back and let's talk about the building of the fire department or building for the fire. Just one building in Hermitage? I was under the impression there was actually going to be two. One that was going to be close to DuPont Tyler Middle School, and then another one that was going to be at Dotson Chapel and Bell Road. So is that not?
Okay, the one that we have funding for right now is the one at DuPont. And so that funding was approved like maybe 2 years ago or longer, and so that's the one that we'll be working on now. I'm not sure in the master plan fire where the one you just spoke to, where that falls in their priorities.
Okay, so well, we'll just need to pour through the capital improvement and try to figure it, because I mean, the thing is, I had land donated on Central Pike to build into the fire department there, and then I was told that they didn't end up needing it because at Dotson Chapel and Bell Road, the city owns property there, and we were going to build a fire department there, which the people in my district are in extreme need of, because if you get somebody close to the water out by the lake, I got a house that got hit by lightning, it burned down before they ever got there. And so I'm just trying to understand where we are in the process and what do we need, what do I need to do to push harder?
Okay. Well, from our standpoint, we don't make those decisions on which fire stations are built next.
Right.
I mean, that comes from the fire department. So it would be within their master planning priority list that, that's where that would come from. Once we're just told, these are the fire stations that need to be built, and then we proceed with the construction on those. But the one that I know that we're proceeding with in the Hermitage area is the DuPont. We've got that land acquisition through schools, and so we, hopefully that will be sooner rather than later. It's taken us a while just because we didn't know if we were going to have to relocate or whatever. So we should be, within the next month or two, that should be on the street.
Okay, thank you.
Any further questions? With nobody else in the queue, we'll wrap that one up. Thank you, Nancy.
Thank you.
Thank you, Stacy and Diana. Appreciate y'all.